the High Commissioner in the United Kingdom, suddenly had a video popping out today. And in her video, she raised alarm that a certain 32 million pounds, she's in England, a certain 32 million pounds was missing, it's a debt. 32 million pounds is a debt created by the former government within the context of Scholarship Secretariat. She spoke very brutally. So I'd like you to see the video. But just hours after she spoke, Kingsley Agyemang, the former Director General of the Scholarship Secretariat, who is now a member of Parliament, responded and said, what is she talking about? She doesn't even know what she's talking about. It was very frightening because if you saw the Zita video and an hour later you saw the other video, you wonder, I don't know. See the Zita video first. Zita Okaiko is speaking in one of her conference rooms at the Ghana High Commission in the United Kingdom. Have a look.
Then, with regards to yours, before I received your petition, I saw a video on TikTok talking about how London Mission is refusing to pay your fees and all that. It's a big issue for us. It's something I came to meet, and it's unfortunate that the Scholarship Secretariat under the former registrar, what's his name, Kingsley Agyemang. I don't know why he's still working, and I'm looking in the camera and saying this. I don't know why Kingsley Agyemang is still walking around a free man, because the mess he has created for us as a nation, it's not just us, it's for us. It goes to you as well. The mess is huge. The London Mission owes universities in the UK here 32 million pounds. 32 million pounds. That's way above the budget that even next year the Scholarship Secretariat has been awarded. The next year, what's your budget? 250 million Ghana cedis. It's not pounds. That cannot even pay the 32 million we owe in London alone, let alone allow other students to come in or pay other fees, students outside the UK. So my question is, Mr. Agyemang knew that he did not have budget to pay these fees, but he was issuing award letters. Why would he do that? Why would he put young people through that? You know, he sat in his office and just signed away, because this thing that we're here today, you were awarded a scholarship in September 2024. NBC was not in power. He awarded it, and even in September 2024, he didn't pay. He gave you the letter, come, and then you go here, and he never paid your tuition. It's a master's program for 1 year, so off payment should settle it. So if there was funding for him to have issued the letters to you, he should have paid it off. Once he issued the award letters to you, he would have to pay it off, so that I don't even have to come and meet this debt. And I asked that Sheila print this for me. So for 2021, the entire UK, we owe 133,000 pounds. Mr. Kingsley, who was a registrar, knew that this debt was astounding, but he was dishing out award letters like he was giving out a brownie Kati. He was dishing it out, and
Hey, Charlie. That's a high commissioner in the UK. I don't know whether she knew the video will get out or it won't get out, but the high commissioner, I can understand that she has a point. He's staring at a bill of 32 million pounds. Yeah, that's a big deal. But you go and say, I don't see how somebody is walking around. You say that in the United Kingdom, where they respect rule of law, and they believe that the Gold Coast and Ghana are bastions of democracy and rule of law, and then a high commissioner who is a former minister for information can sit in a video and say that, I don't know why somebody is walking around. In a country like United Kingdom, the court of St. James's, that's where she's speaking from. She's not alive to her environment. She doesn't understand that in that country, they don't do, go and catch him. They don't do that. They don't do, I don't know why somebody's walking around. They don't talk like that in those places. That rule of law is rule of law. She doesn't know that. Yeah, you are staring at 32 million pounds, but must you tell the whole world that the Ghana government is owing 32 million pounds? I think she received a petition. Yes, it's fair to do that. Anyway, still on the 32 million pounds. Kingsley Agyemang saw the video and quickly reacted. This is what he said.
Development of our nation is very, very key. I mean, that is the only critical thing that we have as a nation. That's natural resources goes beyond just the natural ones that we see, the gold, timber and stuff like that. For any nation to flourish, it depends on its human capital. It's for this reason that Ghana's first president was very right when they established the Scholarship Secretariat as an extra ministerial body to take care of the human capital development of our nation. And so has it been. I mean, fast forward, I took over the reins of power at the Scholarship Secretariat, opportunity given to me by His Excellency, the former president. The first day I entered the Secretariat, there was debt to be paid. There was debt to be paid, and that is the nature of the kind of debt or liabilities that the Secretariat is always confronted with. I met a debt of 230 million Ghana cedis then. If you pick the dollar, the exchange rate to the cedi, if you really put it at 4, we are talking of about $57 million. What did the Excellency and now the Bank of Ghana do? Immediately, he called for how diplomatically we're going to deal with the payment of this debt. And we were able to run the place for when I left. It's very unfortunate that I've had Her Excellency, I don't know if it is even right to call her Excellency, Zita, the Ghana's High Commissioner to the United Kingdom. I mean, very undiplomatic about the kind of debt she said she has inherited. She announces that she's inherited 32 million pounds. So the whole the hell should break loose. No, Madam, Your Excellency, you are a diplomat. You ought to know better. The scholarship liability or the scholarship debt is a continuous thing because of the financial year and the academic year. And the mere fact that most of the tuitions or the courses of study goes beyond the financial year. You have been in the executive before, you've been a minister of state before. So you should understand how this things are. Is that how you are going to discuss Ghana's liabilities in the United Kingdom? So if there's an issue with the Ministry of Trade, then you go this way. But let me set it very clear. I met a debt of 230 million Ghana cedis, about $57 million. And no child, no student was sent home. His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa, the NPP government ensured that every student was catered for, even including those that went to Hungary. A deal that Honorable my colleague Okudato Ablakwa has signed, they went to that scholarship. Nana Addo insisted, the NPP government insisted that we go to sort them out. So I'm appealing to His Excellency the President. I mean, his appointees, and this.
So that's the story. That's the all the time part-time rule. Here, the other side, we have made you hear both sides. What do you think? All I can say is that perhaps the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, if you have some coaches, this is Ghana's High Commissioner in United Kingdom, is so important. The kind of conversations that can get out onto video. I mean, she can say that anyhow, anywhere she wants to, but when it's getting out to video, it's no longer Zita Benson. It says Ghana's High Commissioner. It's very important. We respect her as our High Commissioner, and she represents us. So her representation must fit a united Ghana, a democratic Ghana, a Ghana with the rule of law. All of those things must be found in her expressions as a diplomat for Ghana. Maybe you should tell Okudato Ablakwa about it, because this kind of talk, allegations flying left, right, and center, alleging that people were taking money to science scholarship awards, or making all these allegations that you cannot prove. You just make them in public as a high commissioner representing Ghana. Let's go to Parliament. And this is the most exhaustive debate, part of the debate that I saw. Honorable Abu Jinapo, Member of Parliament for Damongo, former Minister for Lands and former Deputy Chief of Staff, was speaking on a matter that had been started by the Majority Leader, who talked about how he, as Majority Leader, was against the establishment of the Office of the Special Prosecutor, given that, in his view, it was contradictory to Article 88 of the 1992 Constitution. Mahama Ayeka gave an erudite speech about how the Office of Special Prosecutor was not doing things right, quote and unquote, how it was not fit for purpose, how, in fact, it is unconstitutional. He said all these matters. And he said it based on things that had happened at the Office of the Special Prosecutor's office yesterday. Mahama Ayeka, the majority leader in Parliament, was not talking about things that have happened in the Special Prosecutor's office years ago and months ago. He was talking about things that happened there yesterday. Because when the things that were happening, he was there. He didn't say anything. But yesterday he spoke and actually said that the entire office, as far as he was concerned, is unconstitutional. Speaker Bagbin then graciously gave Abu Jinapo the floor to respond to this debate. Listen to what he said.
So, Speaker, first of all, I think it's absolutely important that we point out that the intent and the motivation behind the Akufo-Addo government effort and decision to create this office was a noble one. So, Speaker, I was Deputy Chief of Staff at the time this office was created, and I was very much involved in the deliberations and discussions leading up to the establishment of the office. And the general intent, Mr. Speaker, was really, as is captured by Hansard, was to ensure that we had a dedicated office which was focused on fighting corruption, unraveling corruption, investigating corruption, and punishing corruption. Mr. Speaker, you will agree that in some jurisdictions, particularly in the American jurisdiction, the concept of special prosecutor is very common. And then in Africa, you have South Africa. Mr. Speaker, when several other people, look, Mr. Speaker, we have seen it in this country several times. Government changes, and then some of these measures are put in place. Political opponents are put behind bars. When Paul Adumochi was arrested by the OSP, the Office of Special Prosecutor, because allegedly Paul Adumochi had been critical of the office, when he was arrested and put behind bars, the Speaker, and some of us raised our voices, the majority leader's voice and the majority side was mute. Because today, it is lawyer Martin Kwebu. Mr. Speaker, when the law is applied unfairly against Wuntumi, it is bad. When it's applied unfairly against Osei, it is bad. When it's applied against Paul Adumochi, it is bad. When it is applied against Martin Kwebu, Mr. Speaker, it is indeed bad. We make laws and make good laws to the best of our ability for all of us, and we respect the law for all of us. Mr. Speaker, I want to conclude. The leader of this house, the majority leader, has had cause to rise up in this house to indicate that the Office of Special Prosecutor is not an office which is fit for purpose. The Speaker, he's even gone a step further. He's gone to the extent of indicating that the Office of Special Prosecutor is an unconstitutional body. It's an unconstitutional office. That's exactly the point the majority leader is making. That the existence of the Office of Special Prosecutor is at variance with the provisions of our national constitution. The Speaker, 1 year down the road, they build an office. They have a super majority. What are they telling us? What are they telling us? The Speaker, this country, with the greatest respect, is sick and tired of talk. Talk. Today, the 4th of December, the super majority join us. We, the advocates of rule of law, the bastions of rule of law, the originators of rule of law, the promoters of rule of law, the doyens of rule of law. Shake off your revolutionary tendencies a bit. Shake it off and join us, Mr. Speaker, to let the rule of law prevail. When it prevails for Honorable Mahama Ayeka, it prevails for Abu Jinapo, it prevails for all of us, all the people of Ghana. I thank you.
That was Abu Jinapo speaking in Parliament, and I like the demeanor of the majority leader. You can tell that he had regretted something, can't you tell? When the camera panned onto him, and you could tell that he's feeling some sense of regret. We all need to go through that process so that we can build a better nation. Everything that we have said is true. Everything that we have said is true. But it will take a while for everybody to see that everything that we have said is true. It is coming, small, small, little by little, precept upon precept, poco a poco. It will come out that everything that we have said here was true. Everything is true.